an SOS from the St. Lucia. Help! Help! SOS! SOS! Mayday! Mayday! The St. Lucia, a luxury liner, sailing the Caribbean Sea, with a good old captain named Sir John Compton. For years, sailed smooth and free. But sadly, Sir John Compton passed away. His team lost election that day, and the mantle passed over to Kenny and Team Labour. My blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold my head when I say that ball. If you hear him, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, Captain, seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure really low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know. We don't know. Beauty with features that few surpassed, and in her day she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully she fulfilled her sailor's needs, but labor was overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow, causing scandal and row. Now things look dull. She's at a lull. She could barely sit on a hull. Half we balling. Captain, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure really low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. I said no. Captain, you tell me what to do. In her day of sailing, she was a friend, a true friend to one and all. And in her day, she sailed majestically. No government doing bubble. And yes, well, she always did her best to help out those in distress. Now she don't have money. We have to beg Joffrey. Labor boys don't share, none of them care. We must vote them out, I declare. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know. We don't know. You tell me what to do.
Well, a special good night to all our viewers here on Caribbean American News Network. It is good to be here with you folks tonight. We have a matter that we are going to preside over tonight. I am your judge for tonight, the Honorable Oliver, and I will be taking charge of this, the People's Court, tonight, and we're going to have some discussions here in the People's House. I am well robed up. There's a lot of extra lights on me here. I'm trying to get rid of them, but bear with me, folks. Tonight we are going to be presiding over a case there in Dennery and maybe some other cases. Maybe folks will be calling in so that I can preside over their case. Maybe your neighbor is troubling you, your politician. Maybe your representative is not working. He's not doing anything for you. Well, the judge is in the house, and you can take the opportunity to get your judgment right over here. Fair judgment. Tonight, it is going to be, we're going to have fun, folks. And I know I heard there's a lot of people that are very concerned about the Honorable Judge tonight, but those from Dennery, come on in, Kodisemuna. Come on in. And let me tell you something. I have some new features, some new buttons in studio. So, see you, Vini, see I can see me going, my mem, no, how is you no need button F. Let me see if my button working or which one we going to take first. Let me try this one.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out.
You feature
Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Yeah, man. And let's try the features. Make sure
I heard this short fella. The sky is falling. I heard this short fella. The sky is falling.
So the buttons are working. They're working, so also say work. We're going to get to work. The Honorable Judge is in the house, friends, and I'm serious. If you have a case you want me to preside over, bring the case in the house, man. We have the button, we have everything else right here on Caribbean American News Media Network. All right, we are early tonight because Charles is not on the island, and so we decide to take the opportunity to come early on our platform. So, folks, what has been happening there in your country? Greetings, everybody, by the way. Greetings, everybody. Listen to me, my schedule is tight. I have a lot going on, and I just take this opportunity. I should have been doing something else, but I took the opportunity to be here with you. I don't want to let you down. I don't want, I don't want any dead space. We don't want any dead space. So share the live. We will officially start when our live goes up to 100 persons. All right. So they're somewhere wrong. We'll wait for them. There's a lot of stuff that we are going to preside over tonight. We're going to bring closure to the Dennery situation. The Honorable Oliver will cast some judgment tonight, and I hope that you folks are ready for the Honorable Judge. Yes, man. You know, if you have their own judge, their own pastor, their own everything. No need to bag. I well equipped, self-sufficient. Yeah, we have our own Mr. Speaker. Tell him Mr. Speaker I create. So, yes, man. Share the live, folks. I'm not sure what is happening to my device, but I will have to go out and come back in. Just bear with me here so that we can get this right. Let me go back out and come in. But greetings to my number is showing 23. I am not sure what the count is. Somebody please give me a number, a figure here. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I lost one of my monitors at the Flabo Caucus. A very expensive piece. The sun was very hot, and sadly, I was really in love with that piece of device, folks. But Sanai Fair Hilly. I drink water and do my work. Yeah, I'm the judge tonight. The Honorable Judge Oliver is on the bench tonight, and we have some cases. Let me just wait. Yes, we're having some issues with our. I don't have a proper monitor. Bear with me. Let me just switch over again to see if I can pick up Caribbean American News Network. Just bear with me. My people, I hope you have patience with me tonight. Okay, I see something here. Let's ensure that. Okay, so we're climbing nicely, steadily. Once we hit, wow, I was just going to say once we hit 100, we're in business. We can't have court with 20 people or 10 people. My ma'am. Yes, sir. Bravo, a long time, brother. You know, I ain't got to see you as yet, but to those who over on our YouTube channel, we greet you. Welcome to the platform. And to those of us over here, Rosemary and all the others, I cannot go through all the numbers now. Lydia, all the others, I can't go through it right now on my program, on my monitor, but I will say to you, friends, we are going to be having a beautiful program tonight. Our phone lines are open. It will be open. It's open, a matter of fact. I'm going to open it, seeing that it's a courthouse. And tonight we're going to deal with some legal issues. We're going to deal with matters that needs urgent attention by the honorable judge. Okay? So I am here. Moi say Judge Sapapie. So, power recall. Me let me sentence who well sentence, eh? Where can I get away? Why? I see ya. Why, ma'am? Anyway, so folks, yes, I am here. We are here. Please share. Continue to share. We want this number to build up quickly. And tonight we're going to be having some labor folks on, especially those in Dennery. There's a lot happening there, and this platform is going to. We're going to go over to Dennery and preside over a situation there. We're going to make some orders tonight. We're going to bring some peace and some order to our beautiful community, Dennery. And I am going to charge some people tonight officially. And once I see them in the courtroom, we will charge them. I can't charge them if they're not in the courtroom. You gotta be fair. You gotta be a fair judge. Eh? Yes, man. Not an unfair judge. And sorry for all the lights in my head. I didn't powder up myself. I just came on because, as I said, I have a lot going on, and my time is very limited. I should not have been on for the rest of the month, and that's the truth because of other matters that needing more attention. All right, but I sneak in and I say, look, let me come talk to my people tonight. All right, okay, folks. So there's a lot happening in the news. Most of you would have heard of that situation there in Dennery with the Dennery, the DSDC, the Dennery South District Council. We're going to officially call this courtroom to order, and we're going to have some discussions. We're going to have some news articles that we're going to read. We're going to take our time, and we're going to execute our duties here on this official platform, the People's Court. Yes, the People's Court is in session. You realize I didn't say Flabo Court. Me Flabo Court killer. But we try, we try the other side. We deal justly. We deal justly here. Yes, man. So folks, in the news today, I heard that the hospital is well underway. That's what Philip Jippe and his cabals are saying to us. You saw the picture. I am not going to touch too much on the hospital tonight. We have a more pressing matter to take care of there in Dennery. But the hospital is set to be on schedule to finish. But remember a number of things. There is no approval for plans, and the Prime Minister got shocked at his visit when they told him that the door that was sealed, that building is to be connected to the box. That's what they call it, connected to the new hospital. And, you know, it's like, I'm not sure. Listen to me. I am not sure about our politicians anymore. You know, the Prime Minister is shocked. You know that the hospitals are interconnected, and that actually what was going to be built there in Vieux Fort was a medical complex. You know, not only a hospital, but also out clinics and other, you know, services, medical school, and they were to be joined. There were some buildings that are to be joined, and the buildings that they are working on, it seems to me that those buildings are the ones that were that got the approval from the DCA, and that was done under the Alan Shastey administration. It would appear to me as an honorable judge looking into the matter, because if that building that you're working on is so close to the new hospital, and there's a door that was sealed that should be connecting one hospital to the other, then it would say to me that, you know, that you guys are working on, you guys are still working on getting your original St. Jude's approved, but you are going to borrow money tomorrow for your construction that there is no plan for, there is no approval for. And so I suspect you guys are good Christians. You're building by faith and not by sight, and you are borrowing money by faith and not by sight. So you guys are good Christians, it sounds like. I would take that you are good Christians, and you walk by faith and not by sight. You build by faith and not by sight. So let's see what happens, because you, Mr. Prime Minister, went to the hospital and you were shocked. It's like you don't understand the layout, the structure, like there is no knowledge of the buildings, what is going on up there. And we see that with the Labour Party government, even back in the days where we had all this nastiness happening at St. Jude's, where people want to sit with the Prime Minister, but they cannot get the time with the Prime Minister to alert him that there's a major problem and the construction site is not going as planned, and so monies, millions of dollars were spent, people's salary were increased. And it says to me again that our ministers, head of government, they do not have a hands-on approach really on these projects. Because if you were shocked about a door that was blocked, like the first time you're seeing it, it means that you have not really, you know, take a serious look at the layout, at the structure. It means that you do not have a plan in hand. If your government ministers are shocked that there's a door somewhere, and maybe it had to be broken down, they had to break out because it was blocked up with brick. If you don't know that there is a door there, it means that you guys don't have a plan. Huh? Your plan would have showed you, look, this door will connect this room to this room. The dialysis room will be connected to this. The extra room will be connected to this. It means that you don't have a plan. So it's like you're paying as you go and you're seeing as you go. So as you go, so the next visit there, you will find out that there is a stairs going down to hell. I'm sure you'll be shocked. Well, I'm the judge here, so I can say what I want, you know. And the hacks, I'm sure the hacks are waiting to roast me, like roast Boost in Dennery. But what can I say, friends? How much can you roast one man? But that's in my opinion, folks, and I am not going to apologize. I'm not a professional, but that's what I'm seeing, you know, that our folks are shocked. They are surprised when they encounter a door, when they encounter a room, when they encounter a wall. They are shocked. They are confused. confused. So they are confused. That was the assistant judge. So I had to stop. The assistant judge came into the room. Yeah, as I was saying, let's go back to that. I'm just waiting, rambling, so that we can build up the live. So it's telling, and then he's forcing the guy to tell him it's going to be done on time. And that's what these ministers have been doing, the builders. That's why they always get a date and they got to push back the date. They have to keep giving you dates because that's exactly what is happening. They break the contractor's arm at the end. Tell me it's going to finish. Tell me it's going to finish. If it's not going to finish, you get in trouble with me. Tell me it's going to finish. And so the contractor say, yeah, boss, it's going to finish. Yeah, man, we're well on the way. And so they come and they tell you, the citizens, that it's well on the way. We're almost finished. Only to find out that it wouldn't just need chemical and paint. It will need walls broken down, walls erected, doors opening, windows opening. It will need a lot of stuff before you can get to almost finishing. And that's why you need a plan. You need to have a plan when you're doing any construction, whether it's a fall cub or a dark pen. You must have a plan, You want to know how much money you're going to be spending. You want to know the duration of that construction site. Government should have an idea exactly, approximately when any construction that you're undertaking, a road network, an office in Castries, you must have an estimated time of finishing, or it means that you have no plan. It means that you're just rushing to tell the people that we finished the hospital. And then you realize that there's a lot of errors, there's a lot of mistakes. And sometimes you find these mistakes after our folks have moved into the hospital. So you might be rushing to get the hospital so that you won't get stuck at elections. So it's a race against time. It's a race against time. And therefore, the quality of work that is needed, you can't get it because the contractor is feeling the pressure. The manager of the project, he's feeling the pressure because Mr. Prime Minister is going to come back next week. So therefore, we got to either paint a wall that's not ready to paint, or we got to make this place look a certain way by this time. And so you get inferior work. You get the same thing that we had at the beginning of the building of this old hospital, Magie. Because it's just a rush to show boss man that we're doing something. And boss man, because he's not too, he's just concerned about, the politics of the hospital. It looked bad. We're not going to lose an election over a hospital. And so poor Bossman is blinded by protecting the victory, that the details, the safety and other things that he, the head of the country, need to pay attention to, he don't. Because if you're telling me you're shocked with a little door, the same place you passed the last time, this is not your third trip or your second trip. So you didn't see it the first time. You come back the second time. You see the door the second time. What are you going to see next week? The ceiling too low? What are you going to see? A air condition in the hallway of the hospital? What are you going to see next? Mold? What are you going to see? And these are the questions, friends, that we need to keep. This is the pressure that we need to keep on governments. And I don't care which government it is. Governments must be able to account for their stewardship. You elected them, placed them in power so that they can serve you, the citizens. And therefore, I am saying tonight as a judge, as the judge in my courtroom, that everybody has the right to remain silent. Those who have their fingers stuck on St. Jude's, and let the judge speak. Be silent. Let the just speak. I will judge the matter. And we, as citizens of this country, this great nation, need to constantly remind politicians that the power lies with the people. So when I see politicians cussing out his citizens and treating citizens like dogs and little cats, poodles, when I see persons who are working for government disrespecting the citizens, then it is time for concern. It means that they are mixed up. They don't know who they're working for, and they don't know their responsibility as civil servant in the country. And so we have to constantly remind them. We must constantly remind them that we are the judge in these matters. And tonight, our courtroom is in session. Brethren, we go over to Dennery. Now, most of you would have seen Share the Live, folks. Tag a friend, share a live. Tag a friend, let them know, come on. Where are the hacks? We need some more hacks on. I like hacks in my courtroom. So we go over to Dennery. Folks, many of you would have heard of missing money in Dennery at the Dennery South District Council. You heard it. You heard it on this platform. You heard it on many other platforms. You heard even Gregory, I heard talking about this. And not only today, but I heard him over and over speaking of funds that went missing in Dennery. I can recall that I believe the district rep, Mr. Prosper, now I need to be corrected if I'm wrong. Your judge is getting old, so you'll have to guide the judge if he's going off or if he's not representing the facts properly. So we would have heard one of the local network questioning the Honorable Prosper on monies that went missing at the Dennery Council office. Now, let me just say this before I go forward. We do not have proof that John Brown or Teresa stole any money. This is a legal courtroom, and we're going to do this the right way. I saw a war of words on social media between Mr. Charles and a very prominent woman, an activist in Dennery. I've known her all my life in St. Lucia, both her and her husband, James, I believe is the name. And she's not a loud person. She's not loud. She's not, she's not ferocious, but I saw her today out of character as a result of an exchange between Charles and herself. Now, for me, I will tell you, I do not know her to be a bad person, and we're here just for the truth. Although I don't know her to be a bad person, I don't know her affiliation with the situation that we are discussing in this courtroom, which is the Dennery Carnival and committee and the Dennery South District Council office. We are still gathering information. Folks are calling us. Their people are telling us what is really happening. But you see, with information comes responsibility. And therefore, as a good judge, what I try to do here tonight is to be fair and balanced. Whoever needs to go under the bus tonight will go. That's a fact. But we got to be fair. I have never had an issue with James. She've always been quiet and pleasant, and you see her. I believe she was a librarian in Dennery. You see, that's how much I get. My memory's kicking back on her. Very calm. Her children were very quiet growing up, and she was involved in a lot of community development and everything else. So I'm not going to bash her. I'll just ask them to cool out with the back and forth, and stay in character. I know that, and by the way, in saying all this, the Dennery Village Council, Dennery South Village Council and Carnival Committee have every right to answer our questions. That's not their personal club. That's not their party business. It's not a Labour Party business. It is the people of Dennery South's business. Let me say this. So nobody should get their strings tied up when questions and concerns are being asked by those who we have placed to represent us. Whether it's a Labour Party rep that put you in place, you represent the people of Dennery. I want to say this clear. So the whole mepui, name calling, and I'm going to address it. I have my evidence right here on screen. We're going to address it tonight. This is a serious courtroom tonight. And my fellow flobos, you decide whether you hire me as your judge when I'm finished tonight. But permit me, shed a life. And I know some of the persons who are involved, like, let me get the name, Landers. I tried to do some business with him a couple of years ago. So Landers, when I went to St. Lucia, we sat, he gave me a drink, we spoke, we laughed and everything else, because we are brothers, grew up in the same community and everything, know each other, small community, so there's no need for bitterness, there is no need for all the anger. What needs to be done, in this judge's opinion, is accountability. That is what is needed in this matter with missing money in Dennery. So I am not here to say this one stole the money, Johnny stole the money, Teresa stole the money. A matter of fact, we got to find out first whether there is money missing. You understand what I'm saying? So the question that I would ask as we go into this case, and remember, Dennery Council, you are part of local government, not local Labour Party branch. So pull your socks up and stop your nonsense. Stop your garbage with your mepui and all your declassiness. Stop it and act professionally, because, and I'm speaking to every one of you, there's a little rude one. I know you well. You're very rude. I never know you to be so rude. You're very rude and disorderly. And there's another nice one that I like. She's tall. I think she used to work at the hotel. The only time, man, she had something, she gave me one piece of maypea when I first start, and I block her. But when I went down, I met her in Dennery. I dropped her home. We had a good talk, and she gave me some advice. And nice girl. Her mother is at the Adventist church there. Nice woman, nice girl, young, nice girl, tall, and everything else. She's with the council. So I can deal with. She's respectable. After she gave me the little mapui, and she, nice girl. But there is one that I know for the fact. She's rambunctious, she's rude, she's arrogant, disrespectful, and she treats that office like it's her home, like it's the Labour Party's finance office. I'm the judge here, girl. You listen to me. I'm older than you. You just sit and listen. I want to remind you again, and I will keep emphasizing it for the rest of the night, that the Dennery seat, the Dennery District Council, is not the Labour Party's council. It is local governments. Therefore, because it is called local governments, you got to account to the people of St. Lucia and the people of Dennery. I know what you're going to say. You live in America. You don't have to talk. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth with that statement. That's a high level of ignorance. Your family's in America too, and your family's in England and Canada, and they are taking part in the people's business up there too. So you shut your mouth and sit down and drink water. Because you are working for the people of Dennery. And I hope you get what I'm saying. You got to be reminded again that you are not working for the Labour Party, but for the people of St. Lucia. Dennery in particular. So the story went out that there is some money missing. And the figure that was given was, I believe, about 73,000 EC dollars, XCD. Let's say around $73,000. Based on my investigations, I found out, and I'm not sure how true it is, that $30,000 or $30-something thousand was given initially, with a balance of another $30-something thousand that should have been given to the council. Now, the question is, did the council receive all 73 or 75,000 EC dollars for the Carnival 2024? So, if the answer is yes, we received all $75,000, and by the way, Mr. Healy will have to answer on this matter as the Minister of Culture. Now, most of you St. Lucians would have seen some disagreements around St. Lucia with Carnival and Carnival committees. Whether it's the Valley, whether it's Dennery, whether it's Soufrière, Bacchanal. We have never seen it before. Everybody's fighting. And we're finding out that this is a record-breaking amount of money that the different Carnival groups have ever received. So everybody's excited because they're seeing $73,000 that they have never seen before for Carnival. So you understand what I'm saying, folks? Stick with me, Mucky Judge la. Where? Say Mucky Judge la. Say Mucky Judge la. Pow! So you sit down and you listen. And don't tell me I come from St. Vincent, you can say all what you want. This judge ain't going nowhere. He's staying right here. And you got to account for all $75,000 or $73,000 that was given to the council. And I'm going to ask for an independent audit, an independent investigation, if, and I use the word if, there is money missing in the Dennery office. My question again to Mr. Prosper, the buck stops with you, sir. And by the way, Mr. Prosper is a good man who loves his country. And I cannot say anything bad about Mr. Prosper. I know his family. Some of them were Seventh-day Adventists. I grew up in the community with some of them. I worked with some of them. I know some of the families. Christopher and all them other fellas. Nice people. You understand? So I'm not here to judge the man as a no good and he this and he steal this and that. I'm not going to go down that path. I stay on the decent train. I mean, when money put footage about bus I swear. Just Sam says I yeah. Anyway, let we go on to the show. So, my question to Mr. Prosper, sir, with due respect to you, is there money missing in the Dennery South District Council office? If the answer is yes, what is the progress on your investigations if the police are involved in the matter? And my second question to the Dennery Police Station is there an investigation if there is missing money in the Dennery office? Is there a report? When was that report made? And how far are you on that investigation? Now, you understand what I'm saying? I say a lot of if. So I give the council the benefit of the doubt because you don't want to wrongfully accuse people and you don't want to mess up the reputation of an entire council with misinformation. I don't believe in that. And that's why I'm asking these genuine questions, because now that all the back and forth and the drama is out and the council people are fighting and they're speaking, defending themselves, but giving no information on government's business. So what we are seeing is that the council people are defending themselves, but with no information concerning the allegations. In other words, nobody is saying there is no money that is missing. That's not accurate. That's not true. There is no official statement from the office as far as I'm concerned. I came on this platform at 8 o'clock. I haven't seen any information saying, well, there is no money missing and, there is misinformation. It's not true. It's downright wrong. And we condemn anyone who makes such statement because it is just not true. You don't hear that. I'm going to take you, friends, to Loop News. Let's see if I can share the screen so that you can see me and we can read together. We go over to Loop News concerning some drama with the Carnival band leaders in Dennery. Let me let you know that I am not into Carnival. I am just talking about the matter because there's money involved. And with money involved, especially with local governments, there comes responsibility. Yes, my friend. I am open if there is any council member from Dennery or anybody wants to call in and sit to us. That's not true, and we really want you guys to take this back and clear it up. I would be the first one to come on this platform and assist you guys in cleaning this mess up. And that's my promise, because I'm not in this to break down the council, because if the Flabber takes power and they control that council, we would want the same respect. We would want to be able to manage the business of the people without interference, without lies and without misinformation. Of course, the Bible says, do unto others as you have them to do unto you. And that's why I'm saying, if there's any one of you listening and you want to call in, I would give you the opportunity to clear up the matter for us so that our listeners and those who are listening in the future will have a clear understanding of what is taking place in Dennery. If there's anyone from the Carnival bands, leaders, or anyone from the community who would want to call in, then you are welcome. The number is 929-586-1821, and you can call it anytime. Okay? But my job here as the judge is to settle this matter. And if by the end of the night we can't settle it, then we will continue on this topic until we get answers from the Dennery office. It means that this cloud will ever be over the Dennery Council office. And Mr. Prosper, I personally, if you do not account to the people and clarify this matter, I personally would launch a very serious campaign against your removal as the representative for Dennery. And that's, I promise you, sir. All right? So let's move with the slide. Okay, we have here Micah Landers. Now, this is from the Dennery South District Council's office. Now, remember, this is local government. This is what you consider to be part of government of St. Lucia. Remember it, government of St. Lucia. All right? So, and this is from the lead guy who leads the council in Dennery, and that is again Micah Landers. Okay? And that is again from the Dennery South District Council. And I extract this information directly from the official Facebook page of that council, which is government's property. Okay? So let's read. Remember, this is not any information coming from Caribbean American News or myself. It is directly from Dennery. Okay? So let's read together. It says here, Dennery South District Council, and Gregory Charles is tagged. So Gregory Charles is tagged by an official government Facebook page. Local government. Remember that. Okay? It says here, and by the way, when you talk about local government and Dennery South District Council, you talk about the Honorable Prosper. Okay? That's who you talk about. The Honorable Prosper. All right? The buck stops with him. Okay, so here is what's coming out of this office. Yesterday you made, Gregory Charles, yesterday you made defamatory statements about me. That's Michael Landers. And the Dennery South District Council on your live stream. And it appears you find it amusing. I'm requesting you provide evidence to support your claims. In my court, just hold your horse. Hold. In my court, sir, you are the one who work for the people. You got to provide proof that this is not the case. In this matter, I am ruling that you provide a statement, an official statement, saying to us that there is no money missing. With lack of transparency and information, the people will assume, rightfully so. Okay? And the rumor will continue until you can prove to us that there is no money missing. And that's my ruling in this early matter here. But let's move on. So I'm requesting that you provide evidence to support your claims. Now, remember, this is in my court. You're asking for the evidence. Okay? So I've already said to you, sir, that this is not an individual thing. You're not operating here in your capacity as an individual, as a villager, as a citizen of St. Lucia. You are acting as the lead chair of the council. Okay? Government, you work for Mr. Prosper, you work for the people of Dennery. Okay? Let's go on. Michael Landers, again, Dennery South District Council. I quote, "Are you aware that issuing bounce checks is illegal in St. Lucia? Question mark. Give your apparent knowledge of checks. Given your apparent knowledge of checks and sweeping them into baskets, I urge you to make every effort to settle your outstanding debt of $15,000 to Marcus Noel of Monrepo for the car rental in 2014. Gregory Charles, why did you scam and defraud a young businessman and then flee to the USA? So let me rule on this matter. Second matter, sir. Again, this document, this statement put out by you on behalf of your counsel, you will have to deal with that. Because this should not be coming out of an official local government representative. If you're operating on your personal capacity, on your personal page, then fine. You can go back and forth with Gregory. But you have just crossed a line, sir, and my friend. You have just crossed the line with respect to you and your office. You have crossed the line by starting to give mépris. You are now going into maybe some past issues, and that's not my business. We are dealing with monies in the district office, not Gregory Charles' personal business. You can do that on your private page. But what you cannot do is to use the government, the local government page. Your first set of writings was okay. But then here where you go wrong, you started with your mépris. You started telling him about past deals in 2014 that has absolutely nothing to do with the matter on hand. So I rule that there will be a meeting that will be requested by your district rep to issue an apology on this matter, and this should be removed from the council page immediately. That's my ruling. This part of your writing, the first part is okay, but this second part where you start giving the mépris, and I'll show you where you are in some problems. As the judge, I'll show you it, sir. So let's keep going forward. So, this part that I'm showing you here, it should not be here. It's illegal. It should not be on the local government's official website. Period. Let's move on. Michael Landos, we still quoting from you, Dennery South District Council. Now you realize what I'm saying all the time. The leader, Michael Landos, and his office that he represents, the Dennery South District Council, their official site responding to questions and allegations of misappropriation of funds, or funds that have gone missing. Speculation. Good. So, let's go on. He says, failure to pay him will result in legal consequences the next time you visit St. Lucia, as bouncing check is a punishable offense in St. Lucia. U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services. For the life of me, folks, as a judge, and a very experienced judge, this has gone too far by the Dennery South District Council. So now he's saying to him, threatening that if you come to St. Lucia, you will be arrested for issuing bounce checks. Now, Mr. Landa will have to prove that that matter was not rectified, that matter was not dealt with by Mr. Charles. He and Charles will have to deal that one out. But we, the people, want to know whether there is missing money in the Dennery District Office. That's the question on hand. Not whether Charles bounce check or checks bounce or checks float or whatever it is. That's not what we're here for. So all this is coming. All this, friends, is on the Dennery South District Council site, and not Mr. landlord's personal account. That's where it should be. The first statement should be on the Dennery South District Council site. But here he went wrong. He strayed. He let his emotions take over, and then he started going into legal matters. He started going into legal matters. And he said it's an offense in St. Lucia. Question. But then he added U.S. Citizens and Immigration Services. So he's saying, in other words, either you're illegal, you can't travel, or we're going to alert the U.S. Citizen and Immigration on you. Now, where have we seen that before? What we saw is that the Labour Party people called the immigration services for Mr. the Right Honorable Mr. What's his name? Richard Frederick. They did the same thing that he's threatening here. Yeah? So they like to do that. It's a part of them. But surprisingly, Micah has always been a UWP, not an SLP. So where did he get that from? Where did he get that from? Now stay with the judge. The judge is a professional judge. You all must relax and let the judge do his thing. And then we will go to the site and we will read your comments. But the judge is setting up the thing, man. So this should not be on the Dennery South District. This is a line that Mr. Prosper, this is a line that you cross. That's your folks. Those are your people. That should be removed. There should be an apology on that site and an explanation as to what the devil is going on with that council. What is going on? Well, let's go on. So this is a document from Loop News, and this is where it all started. This is where it all started. Now, I showed you, friends, where Mr. Micah have passed his place as by the way, let me not use the word Micah. This is where the Dennery South office, under the leadership of Mr. Prosper, crossed the line, went into legal and personal matters. And not only that, you know what they did? They posted Mr. Charles' personal account numbers, his personal private information, posted it on the site. Stick with me. Now, I, as a judge, I don't care whether the account is closed or it's still active. The Dennery South office, under the leadership of Mr. Prosper, posted Mr. Gregory Charles' private information, a check with the man's check-ins account number and his private information. Are you hearing me? The Dennery South office did that. It's illegal, sir. It's a line that was crossed. You're out of order. I know what you're going to say, but you're not talking. Y'all see, y'all don't hear what Gregory Charles say and all the accusations. No, he is a regular citizen. I'm not encouraging him or supporting whether he call your name and say your thief or not. That's not the discussion. That's not what we are dealing with in my court. We are dealing with the Dennery local government office under the leadership of Mr. Prosper, responding to accusations by posting a man's private account numbers, knowing that there are hackers, knowing that we are in a cyber war with information, people's personal information. There you have the Dennery South District Council government office posting a citizen's personal information online. As a judge, I would, if you were present in my courtroom, I would have closed the case and locked you up right away.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out.
Yes, I would take your microphone and I would usher you out. And folks, I hope you appreciate what I'm doing here tonight, because yes, the council has a right to defend and to make clarity. Not to defend, but to clarify through a press statement. But that was not done, because under the United Workers' Party, them fellas were doing worse than what I'm seeing there, Lani yon Dennery, idi bagay about mwe tel mamwe do, idi bagay about mwe mam mem connect kon mwe kon ouzav. Yo idi bagay, mokodian yen up to now, up till then mokodian yen. But they themselves can't take a taste of their own medicine. Now I know what I'm doing here. Because what they expect is that these flabber people will sit down after all the nastiness that you folks did to them, that they would sit down and allow you to spit in their face and to pee in their eyes and tell them it's just rain and it's good for your eyes. You never thought we're in a new era. You never thought that we would come here and we will expose wrongdoing and we will expose these garbage, these nastiness that you folks do in the name of local government. Victimization. Up to now, there are people who the hurricane have affected. Up to now, you have not gone to their homes to do assessment on their roofs. Up to this day, but you guys are at your SLP people promising them galvanize and everything else. But those UWP supporters, you have not even visited some of them. I called my brother, I asked him, did anybody from local government came to see the roof that flew off at the side? He said, no, up to now, nobody came. So it's a bunch of nastiness you guys are doing, and it is time for a shake-up in the Dennery office. And I'm going to make a pronouncement tonight, and I am going to go on a campaign to clean up that office. Because some of you should not be there. Because you're confused with government. You're confused with leadership. You're confused as to your responsibility as a council. Yes, you are confused. And that's why we see that confusion throughout the length and breadth of St. Lucia when it comes to the Carnival. Confusion everywhere. Bullying, him pecking, running over. We see that nonsense. That culture must be uprooted. And as long as, listen to me, ça passe à faire moyen, savent. Ça dit, via Vinci, via 7 days, fake pastor. What else? What are you going to say? Tell me, what else? I write bunks check. That's what you're going to say? What are you going to say? What next? But Mr. Judge, let's stick to the issue. The bailiff have asked me, the bailiff T have asked me to stick to the issue. So let's go back to the issue. It's not about me. So as you guys come one by one, then I will deal with you all right? But let's stick on the substantial issues in my courtroom. So the court is now called back to order. So here we have the Dennery Carnival bans demand answers on allegations of funds. And this is from Loop News. So this is credited to Loop News, and I'm going to quote Loop News. This is not from Caribbean American News Media. It is Loop News. And my lines will be open. It's 929-586-1821 for anyone in Dennery to call and give clarification on that. So let's go. Share the live, tag a friend. Tag a hack, tag a friend, tag who you want to tag. Let's go ahead. Dennery Carnival ban demands answers on allegations of funds. Allocations of funds. Allocations. My fault. Style is okay, the lang lu. Say what's up? Hey, broken English accustomed to. Mas amen pale patwa so. Hey. Why is me? Leave my English alone. I went to Dennery Boys School. Zoki family. Ma fe komwe. Thanks to America, I learn a little better English. Man, Zoki teach me. Anyway, let's go on. This year marked a significant milestone with a historic allocation of $75,000 in funds, promising to make Dennery Carnival an unprecedented spectacular. However, beneath the vibrant costumes and joyous celebration, an unsettling undercurrent of frustration and disappointment prevailed. All right, Dennery Carnival Band. Let's keep going. Loop News again. The festivities commence on April 28th, 2023, with the Carnival's opening followed by the Juve on June 30th, and the eagerly anticipated Pride of the Bands on July 1st and the 2nd. I think at this same carnival we saw the death of about 2 or 3 young persons. Is that true, folks? Please remind me. I believe that is what we saw there at the carnival session. Regrettably, this year, the participating bands encountered a series of challenges. Most notable, the alleged lack of communication and assistance from the Dennery Carnival Committee overseen by the Constituency Council. So here now the council comes back into play. So you have the Dennery South Constituency Council, and then you have the Dennery Carnival Committee. I know my friend and my neighbor, what's his name on the hill there? I forget. Look, I'm forgetting my brother's name. Teacher Tony. You know, I suspect he would have been, in the past, he would have been on these committees, especially the carnival, because he liked to design things and, you know, he liked creative arts. You know, that's my neighbor, Teacher Tony in Dennery. All right? So I don't know if he's still, I know he retired and stuff, because I don't think that all this would have been going on if he was involved, because he don't mess around. He don't play. He's a straightforward guy. All right? Good. And the people of Dennery love him. Right. And have great respect for him. Bon. So here we have a problem, folks, developing where, one, we hear of lack of communication. Did you hear that same thing in the Dennery Valley? Yes, you heard it. Did you hear that in Soufriere? Yes, you heard it. Huh? It's a culture. And then they speak of assistance from the Dennery Carnival Committee that is overseen by the Constituency Council, 2 organizations. Now, why would you have a lack of money and assistance to your bands when you receive an unprecedented $75,000 that you never received in your life? Folks, you understand where I'm going with this? In other words, you should not have any financial issues going into Carnival and coming out of Carnival. Why? Because you have 75,000 EC dollars to manage. I take a break so that you can think. Ponder on what I'm saying to you. I don't have the AC on, folks. But think about it. Think about it, friends. Stick with me. Tag a friend, boyfriend, build up the live. Build up the live because we're not playing. This is serious stuff. And we will not be bullied by the Dennery Council to tell us shut up. And don't talk. We have no right to talk. We're not going to be bullied. There must be answers. Oh, yes. There must be answer. And let me say before I go on, you guys, let me warn you, and I know you're listening to me. Please do me a favor. Come forward now before I expose what I have here in this studio on my desk. I'm going to say it again. Been receiving a lot of information, a lot of screenshots and different stuff, documents. I'm going to say it again. You guys come forward and clarify this situation, because I will clarify it for the people of St. Lucia. I'm not going to play nice boy anymore. I'm not going to do that. Come forward and give a clear explanation. That's all we ask for. And a nice little statement would have done the job, you know. A nice little statement like, you know, we apologize to our revelers or the band leaders. We are working on having a meeting so that we can bring this matter to an end. We do apologize for the long delay, the long wait in the matter. We're going to be having a meeting on the 26th of this month to bring an end to this situation. A simple statement like that. A second statement is that the information that is out there on social media or in the news, it is incorrect. There is no money missing at our office. There have never been any money missing at our office. And we do regret, and we are very troubled in spirit that persons maliciously would be spreading false information on the council. However, we ask individuals to cease from such. And so we are again saying to you, the people of Dennery, that there is no monies missing and have ever been missing in our organization, in our office. And or we had some mishap. There was a check that was lost. But the monies are still at the bank, and all we will do is issue a new check. We'll ask the Minister of Culture or Minister of Finance to issue us a new check, because the first one got lost, it got burned, it got blown away, it got swept away, it got vacuumed, it got wet, and so we had a delay in getting a new check, but that money is in the bank. We can account for it, and so we do not have a problem. It's not a problem. A simple statement like that and everything done. But oh no, it is within you all to escalate and to keep the mouth shut, tight seal, nothing. If it was a flabo, all hell break loose in Dennery. No rain can stop the carnival in Dennery. It was flabo. So you having a taste of your own medicine, drink it. Get honey and sugar if you want, but you will drink it. Because do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. Simple statement would have done it. But you have to prove that you are in power. And oh, we will win the next election again. The flower, the pui, the plat dung platate. So you have to prove to us that we lose and you win. And you will not clarify things. And that's the problem in St. Lucia government. When there's allegations, they linger and they lie and they fight and they cover up and do all sort of nonsense. When all they need to do is to come and clarify. This is the situation. And if people want to continue spreading their lies, then sad. It will be a sad day. But once you clarify, then all we need to do is to back down, because you have clarified the situation. But the last time we heard is that the minister said that he gave that's what we heard from some source, I can't remember the source, where it was told that the minister gave the person time to bring it in, bring back the money or whatever it is, and it was said that it's being investigated or something like that. That's what we heard, which means if that is true, it means that there is money that are missing, ain't it? So again, you have us speculating. And we will continue to speculate. Oh yes, we might make a fool of ourselves, but we will continue to speculate until you clarify. And your clarification should not be in the form of bullying. It should not be in the form of putting out people's personal checking account numbers. That will be dealt with at the appropriate time. And I am sure that the Dennery Council office would have a hell of a time in dealing with that matter on social media that they put out. I am sure of that they will have to answer. Because it is within the right of citizens to question and to show concerns when there are allegations. It's an allegation. So you have an allegation, and then you have the band leader saying they got no money, zero. Folks, you understand what I'm saying to you? There's an allegation that money went missing. And now you have the band leader saying that we didn't get any money. Huh? So you see why we are here, where we are. Allegation, money gone, missing. And you have the band leader saying we didn't get any money. Up to this day, we have not received a cent. It's cause for concern. People work, they get paid. People perform a service, they get paid. That's how it goes. It will be sad if I put out the information and then we put that information against what you put out about Gregory Charles. That will be a real disgrace, ain't it? Huh? Okay, so let's go forward with the reading. And I'm going to open the lines, all right? Yeah, the question is, if there is money gone, where the money gone? Because if it's a check, right? If it's a check, let's say it's a check gone missing. Somebody got to cash the check. Huh? Maybe there's no money missing. Because if it's a check and it's misplaced, then the money's in the bank. Huh? Of course. Good. So just clarify. All right. Clarify. Let's go on. So Loop News again, and we quote from Loop News, I quote, band leaders voice their grievances, citing an alleged absence of assistance in event organization and the death of financial support. They say sponsorship remained elusive and the responsibility of marketing efforts fell slowly on the shoulders of the band themselves. So here they're saying now that the bands are the ones that had to do the marketing of the Carnival thing. It was so solely on the shoulder of the bands to market. So you have $75,000, which in your planning there should have been a budget from the $75,000 for promotion, marketing. Huh? Yeah? Am I making sense? So the band leaders, have not received a cent. But they got to get costumes. Costumes are expensive. Price of everything gone up. So they got to source the resources and the materials. And then they got to market, they got to promote. the event. But there is a council with $75,000. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 my people. Now, I just saw something like somebody saying I'm accusing. Let me see who is this. Let me just read it. Norma Simmons. Mr. Garfield, I thought you were sure of what you are accusing the council of. Now, you see, this is my problem, and I'll stop as a judge to deal with it. You can't come and disturb.
Did you call her yet? Did you call her yet? You did?
So let me deal with, sorry about that. Let me deal with this. Mr. Garfield, I thought you were sure of what you are accusing the council. What did I accuse the council of? Norma. Now let me see if you make sense. And if you don't, I'll deal with you. Where has been my accusation? I'm reading from Loop News. I am reading from Micah's, from the Dennery Village Council. And I'm saying if. All the time. I'm not sure who I'm accusing. And this is our problem. This is our problem, friends. And it's a problem we're not going to get away from. This in itself is disgraceful. It's deliberate craziness. And, you know what? This is just what we have in our society these days. People are just deaf. They deliberately break stick in the air. So they hear what they want and accuse you of what they want to accuse you of. And that's the danger in our society. People are so not balanced in their approach that they're hearing what they're hearing. It's like you're hearing demons. Somebody is speaking, but you're hearing something totally different. Why? Because that's what you came with. You came to hear what you want to hear, to go back and say, oh, you all hear what he said? He accused the council. And then guess what? You all put out a check on me. And then you all put immigration and whatever it is at the bottom of it. Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to do tonight? Or are you here to listen? And like I said, correct me if you hear me going wrong. You heard me say that earlier. But no, Mr. Garfield, I thought you were sure of what you are accusing the council of. You thought I was sure of what I am accusing the council of. Such a shame. Honestly, that one.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone.
Reverend, that just threw me off. Honestly, I don't understand people. I mean, I take my time and I'm reading, you know. And I say an if, and I'm saying, please don't accuse them. But she's saying that I am accusing. So when people parle Creole tale. So I know all of that. Let's read. So they had to boy, that one threw me off, honestly. So the band leaders had to promote without getting any money. All right. Loop News, according to the band leaders, after initial meetings with the chairpersons of the Dennery Carnival Committee, it was made known to them that the funds allocated for Dennery Carnival were a whopping $75,000 received in two parts. In other words, what the band leader is saying, that the monies were received by the council. $75,000. It was received in two parts. The first set of funds received was $30,000, and the balance was to receive at a later date. Good, let's go on. Loop News again. Loop News. However, the bands alleged that despite promises, there was no startup assistance. Now, I am quoting from Loop News and the band leaders. From Loop News and the band leaders. Now, I can't confirm that this, what they're saying is right. I'm sure they will have little things that might have been left out. And I'm sure the council would have an explanation to this matter, because we cannot really judge a matter on one side. So I'm presenting to you the band leader side. We saw this. Honestly, in the audio, the Valley controversy, we saw the very same thing. The band leaders are saying one thing, and the council is saying, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Tell the truth, tell the truth. And the citizens are just stuck in the center of the very same thing. Same thing, and we have people who just put their heads in the sand. And they come after the messengers. Instead of some of them saying, look, man, this can be rectified. We can rectify it. It's not a big deal. Let's start over. Let's go back to the table to ensure. He said these people say that they're trying to go after the messenger. They're trying all kind of stunt. Let's deal with issues, friends. Leave people personal thing alone. Whether this person slept with this one or they had this woman down there, and let's leave that out and let's deal with the substantial matter before us, so that the persons who worked can get their monies. That's all it is. That's all it is. So let's continue to read. I'm going to call my friend. I'll take your call soon. Let's go back to the thing. So it says here, despite promises, there was no startup assistance, no Kiddies Carnival, no Queen Show, and no guidance on executing these essential events. Band leaders say that at their own expense, they invested in the Kiddies Carnival, financed costume production, and procured refreshments for their participants. To date, it is alleged that the Dennery Carnival Committee has failed to provide clarity regarding the fate of the Kiddies Parade or any compensation for the band's occurred expense. Somebody, if this is true, is not talking to somebody. Reverend, you understand what I'm saying? Somebody is not communicating clearly with somebody. And two, where is the money? Where is the money? $75,000 for Carnival. Why the bands are out of money? Why? Why are people fighting to get money at this time when there is $75,000? You understand what I'm saying? I don't care about Carnival. As far as I'm concerned, they can ban Carnival. You understand? I don't understand. I'm a preacher man, so I can speak like that. So there's no money. Loop News again, and I quote, one band leader expressed their dissatisfaction, saying, from the $75,000, they said they were going to give everybody a startup of $500. $500 can't even buy a swimsuit at Bobby's. $500 can't even buy a swimsuit at SNS these days. But out of $75,000, they are giving the band leaders $500 startup. Okay, Norma, I understand. Norma Simon, I understand. I got you. Norma, I got you. Norma, I got you. I do apologize. I got you, Norma. I got you, my friend. I got you. Okay, so let's continue. So, we refused because that's nothing, and to us, that's disrespect. If there are 8 bands, that's like roughly $4,000. We said we are not going to accept that. So out of 75,000, and now we are reading here that there are 8 bands. So it should not be a problem to give these 8 bands, whether it's $2,000 startup, $3,000 startup, or whatever it is, but $500 startup? You can't even buy a Jaws. At what was the famous store? There was a famous store in Castries, man. They used to advertise a lot. I think Yadi used to do ads for them. I used to hear his voice when I was younger. Those little Syrian stores. Huh? Bobby. No. I forget the name, man. Come down to Hobbies. Hobbies, yeah. Hobbies. Yes. Hobbies. Is it on Chisel Street? Hobbies. $500. So the band leaders say that they refused the $500, rightfully so. All right? Rightfully so. And they claim that it was disrespect. We said we are not going to accept that. All right, let's continue reading. Loop News again. All right, we come into our comments now. Don't worry, we'll deal with the comments. Yeah, they ain't dealing with the matter, it's me they want to deal with. Me and God. Yeah. Loop News. Band leaders said they were alarmed to hear that over $30,000 had allegedly been spent on the opening ceremony alone. $30,000 spent. This is what the person is alleging. Now, I'm the judge here, so I wasn't there. I'm just reading. So it says $30,000 was spent allegedly on the opening of Carnival alone. This raised eyebrows for the band leaders, who noted that there were no outside artists or extravagant costs that could justify such an expenditure. The situation appears perplexing, given that in the past only $20,000 was allocated to host an entire series of the Dennery Carnival activity, including the pageant, Kiddies Carnival, and numerous events. So they're saying, right, and I support the band leaders to rebel against this, because if the Carnival Council would get $20,000 to manage, and you never hear all the drama, all of a sudden they're given $75,000 and nothing has changed. You all realize that? Nothing has changed. They're still giving them this regular $500 start. If you had $20,000, then the $500 startup, you can understand that. But $75,000 with $500 startup, when you used to get $20,000, now you have $75,000, and big drama, you can't pay nobody. You can't pay nobody. With $75,000, you used to manage 20, now you can't manage 75. Monsieur. This is ridiculous. It's downright ridiculous, and somebody got to answer. We will be on this case. I'm going to be on some of the television stations in St. Lucian radio station. Somebody got to pay. Somebody got to give an account of their stewardship. Somebody got to be responsible for this situation here. My friends, I am telling you, something is wrong. As a judge, something is wrong. Now let's continue. So $20,000 was allocated to host an entire series of the Dennery Carnival, including the pageant, Kiddies Carnival, everything. Tutbagay, everything was done with $20,000. Let's move on. Loop News again, and I quote. Band leaders said that they made several attempts to reach out to the Dennery Carnival Committee and the minister following the conclusion of the Dennery Carnival 2023. Creative Industry and Culture Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire told Loop News that no one reached out to him on the matter. So, I am sure Honorable Hilaire distributed the funds equally to the different communities and the different Carnival organizations. I am sure he would have done that. But nobody is saying to Hilaire that there is a problem. The representative for Dennery, Mr. Prosper, and the Dennery Council office together with the Carnival committee, they are not saying anything to Hilaire. So Hilaire now is believing that everything is good and, you know, the folks managing, they had the Carnival and they enjoyed themselves and everything went well. So Loop News approached the minister, the Honorable Hilaire. And Hilaire said to them he's not aware. Nobody have reached out to him with any issues. And I believe him. And I would ask the police, if there is missing money, whether a report was made to them. Who is doing the investigation, Mr. Prosper? If there is missing money, and if you said that there was an investigation, who is doing the investigations? What are your findings? Let's go on. Let's go on. Loop News, I quote, "We're getting too close to the end of this reading. According to the band leaders, no further updates have been received following a post-mortem meeting with the minister and the two committee members, where it was decided to postpone the prize-giving ceremony until July 27, 2023, to allow time for fundraising to cover the prize money, leaving the bands frustrated and feeling unhappy." Wait, hold on. This judge, I just got overheated. Because now we are finding out that there was a post-mortem done. And of course, if you did a post-mortem of the event, you're going to have a report, of course. Okay, near T report. Huh? So T report like I did, who paid $30,000 in the deal because y'all didn't make any money back. So in other words, let me just break this down a little more. There was a post-mortem done with the minister, Mr. Prosper. Who has the report? Who is the Dennery Council accountable to? And the Carnival Committee? Who do you guys account to? Do you call a general meeting with the public to say we raised 40,000, we spent 75,000, we had a loss, whatever it is? Who do you guys? Is it a fan club? Is it a fan club you guys operating? And you see why? And I heard the Honorable Richard Fetish say that they got to change, empower local governments. I heard him said it, and he's right. So according to the band leaders, post-mortem is done, minister is there, both committees is there, Lendor is there, because he's the council guy there. So they agreed to push back the event, the ceremony where you give people their monies, you give them the prizes and everything. Guess what? Councillor Pani Price by Boon. $75,000. This is based on what we are reading, brethren. The council can come and say something else. So this is one side we're dealing with. So based on this one side argument, the prize money was to be given on the 27th of July. Now it is September, and based on my reports here, nobody ain't get a cent yet. Based on my investigations, and it's ongoing still, nobody has received anything. So now the Dennery Council have to fundraise to cover the prize money, leaving the bands frustrated and feeling. So now, not only you have to give the bands money, you have to give them remember you owe them the startup money. Where is the startup money? Where it gone? Where is the startup money? Question. Why do you not have money? Where the $75,000 went? Question. If you, I'm just saying, council, bear with me, folks, don't get upset. Dennery people, don't get upset. Don't give me mapui. Don't give me mapui. You guys you can hoof, you can puff, you can blow up, you can blow down, you can get mad, you can call people names, but you got to be accountable to the people. No more private rooms, dark room meetings, and secret deals. This is the time of enlightenment and accountability. That was the Labour Party's best theme song. We're going to hold you to that. Oh, yes, we will. So, the Honorable Judge is still in session. So you guys have no money to give the people their price. Where did the $75,000 go? My question would be, if $30,000 was spent on the opening, where the rest of the money? And why do you have to do fundraiser? And what fundraiser are you doing? Why do you have to do fundraiser? Where is the $30-something thousand, which I suspect would be enough to take care of the bands and all the expense? My other question is, did you guys make any money from drinks, chicken sales? Did you guys make any money at all from Carnival? Council, question to you. I know y'all don't like the judge. Y'all are too fain. Me say, no vie vinci sal. Makota me say, God name me say, take me say, go. Vie 7 days. Must have Parico extra. So how was you, Parico? I'll do plastic surgery when I go to Florida. Don't worry. But let me deal with the matter. Did you guys raise any money? Now I'm going to give you time to get mad and to steam and to cuss and to fly up and down. It's okay. Do your stuff. When you finish, come answer me. Just go out the courtroom and cuss. Yes, go. Call me names. I hearing you all. Vie Vinci, vie. I hear some of you. Vie salop. Me say, got me say, makota me say, vie neg bam. Mambo where me say. Na for me say, no souffle. Na fait magie, no. Na fait gage. Thank you, Gali. Oh, yes. Come back in the court when you all finish. I'm right here. Waiting for you all. So now that you satisfy yourself and you cuss everybody off under the live, let's go back to the issue now. Court is in session again. I gave you a break to vent. Marvelous or toothy. I gave you a break. Let's go back to the matter. All right? Let's go back to the matter. So you guys made no money in sales. You guys spent $30,000 on the opening ceremony. My question is, where is the rest of the money? Because based on what is being reported here, you got to do fundraising. Where is the rest of the money? And while you're at it, where's the rest of the money for home repairs in Dennery? Where is the rest of the money or the monies? Where the money went? Let's go on. I almost finished. I'm going to take all the calls just now. Okay. Loop News again. The band leaders said they have yet to receive any monies or prizes. So it's either the band leaders are lying, and if I find them lying in my court, now I will tell you. Now I will tell you 10 years. All 8 of y'all are locking up. So it means that if the band leaders are saying they did not get money, then we as citizens of St. Lucia got to believe that they did not get, because you are saying nothing to us. You had a postmortem and you said nothing. So I would err on the side of grace and say to the band leaders that your story is the only story out there, and that's what we got to believe. We will speculate with the council because we know nothing. Out of lack of information, then speculation. And they say when you speculate or you assume, you make a donkey of yourself and others. So right now, we are making a donkey of ourselves and others because we do not have information, rightfully so. That's not common sense. I think I'm smart enough as a judge to come to that conclusion. Huh? So the band leaders have not received them. Loop News, in a show of unity, the band leaders issued a joint statement declaring, "We, the band leaders, are the major and most essential stakeholders in the Carnival. Without us, Carnival does not happen. We deserve better treatment and respect. We feel highly disrespected. And if this continues, Dennery Carnival will no longer be the grand spectacular it is. The grand spectacular it is, because we will no longer participate." Now, this is a threat from the band leaders. We saw the same thing in Soufrière. We saw the same thing in the Valley. What is going on in St. Lucia, friends? What is going on? Huh? What is going on? We're going to let's take some calls now. Let's read your comments. And brethren, that's the case. That's the case in a nutshell. I don't know if I did well, if I messed up, but that's the case. Where the money gone? Why are you fundraising if you have $75,000? And why you used to spend $20,000, you get $75,000, you're spending $30,000 on the opening of a carnival? $30,000? You all had private booths for ministers and council members. You all had free drinks for council members and ministers of government. Is that why you spend $30,000? I'm just asking the questions here, folks. I am just asking the questions. These are pertinent questions that need to be asked. So again, we await a prompt response from the Dennery Council. And we are asking, as citizens of St. Lucia, we are asking Mr. Prosper to issue an apology to the citizens of the country, the people of Dennery. Remove the check that was posted on your site, remove it, and you will deal with the consequences of that as local governments. But let's take a call. Caller, you're on the air. I'm going to give you at least maybe a few minutes. Go on. We have a number of calls going to come in. Welcome to Caribbean American News Network.
Okay, quick. Good night, Pastor Oliver. Good night to all the people listening to your show.
Yes, sir.
Great demand. I love it. Let me tell you, from since my teens and going down, anytime the St. Lucia Labour Party has been in power, there always was problem when money is concerned. I will give you one, and he's there in the party too. St. Jude burned. Listen to this carefully. St. Jude burned. 3 people lost their lives. Everybody knows that millions of dollars was given in donations and charity. 100,000 from the Library Credit Union, millions from the Taiwanese Republic Bank, Hesod, you name. Even the people at the airport, the baggage handlers give money. Kenny Anthony said last year, it's interesting, he said. It's interesting. I never knew where that money went to. So, you see, there's another one. They said the lockbox didn't have any money. And they were lying on Alan Shafsney. They were lying. Lockbox didn't have any money. So many things these people are doing where they come when it becomes finance and they also. I'm not surprised what's happening in Dennery. It's an embarrassment. But the point is, Pastor Oliver,
Yeah.
the Lucians are taking it like a grain of salt,
Yeah.
and they're not reacting until they start to suffer.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep. Yep.
Listen to that. Education 5.4 million, and money was going like a water hose on a sprinkler for Carnival and Jazz.
Yeah.
Sad. Think about it, Pastor Oliver.
Mhm.
You have a great day.
Thank you,
You
my
know, the
honorable
time the
member.
Time the people wake up. And
Yeah.
good, that was a good session at Town Hall in Sufre. I loved it.
Okay,
Enjoyed it.
good.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
all right. All right. So, people, the lines are open. Let's take calls for the next maybe 10 or 15 minutes and we'll go off the live. The number is 929-586-1821. Call, share your opinion. Don't be afraid. You don't have to identify yourself, but call. I would love someone from Dennery to call, or one of the band leaders. So just call and, give us, because I want to know that, I want to know that we're not spreading anything or stirring up any unnecessary problems for the Dennery South Council. I want to know that we're not making their lives their work much difficult for them. You understand what I'm saying? But there is lack of transparency right now, and there are questions that need answering. And I believe we need those answers. We need clarification. Caller, you're on the air. Caribbean American News Network.
Good evening, Brother Garfield. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, my friend.
How are you?
Good, not bad at all. Thank you.
You good?
Yes.
All
By the
right,
grace of
Brother
God.
Garfield.
Mhm.
I don't want to mention anybody's name, so I'm gonna go dash again.
Mhm.
I hope everybody understands what I'm saying, because everybody should be scrutinized before they are put into the different councils. Yeah?
Yeah.
And if someone has been known for doing certain things, if my operative word, if someone is known for doing certain things that are not in keeping with the job, that as in handling funds,
Yeah.
they should not be given that position, one.
Yep.
Two, if I was there should be a demand, as you have been doing, for an explanation from the Dennery Council as to where that money went. Because I remember clearly this young man from Dennery coming out and having this live and saying that they were handling their carnival and everything was going smoothly until the government intervened.
I think that was Dennery North.
Oh, that was North. I thought that was Valley. Wasn't that Valley Carnival?
No, this situation is Dennery South. But there was
So
a problem
Dennery
in
South
Dennery.
have a different carnival from Dennery North, or is it just one carnival in the Valley?
No, no. There are two. There's a council there in Dennery North, and there is one in Dennery South. I would like somebody to call me later on to clarify or to confirm what I'm saying. So I think it's two separate carnival situation that we're dealing with.
Okay, but the young man did come out and speak, and apparently some carnivals were being handled by specific people from the communities.
Young people,
and government, I think young people gave them a subvention or something to assist.
Yep.
Since government has come in now, you're hearing and councils, constituency councils are involved.
Yeah.
You're hearing all of this nonsense.
You're hearing,
now.
Sufre had the same issue.
So we demand to know what is going on with the funds that were given to different councils and why the bands have not received the monies that they were supposed to for their startup. Okay, that's 2. 3. It is appalling and I can mention the name because he was the one. It is appalling that the chairman or the chairperson or whoever could use the Dennery Council's platform to put out what he thinks is defamatory. I
would
lost the
say
word.
information, materials.
Information. Thank you. Information on a civilian from Dennery, when that civilian, because that civilian has asked a few questions. If I was that civilian, I would sue the Dennery Council, and I would go as far as suing the government.
Well, I'm working on the case.
And, well, Judge,
Thank you, my friend.
I'm being a lawyer here now. Okay, Judge?
Yes, lawyer. Go ahead.
So if my client is suing the Dennery Council and we're going as far as the government, the council operates under the government. Correct?
Yeah. Yep.
No one could have told the member of the council who put this information out there on that civilian that is the wrong platform and that should not have been done.
Yeah.
This is insane. Going as far as putting out the man's bank account information on the World Wide Web. Mr. Civilian, who is Gregory, could you please file a lawsuit? Because if you don't make an example of certain people, they will continue. They will continue because they will use those methods to try and shut people up.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they've been doing?
Yeah.
No one can speak. If you speak, you are victimized.
Yeah.
We all are civilians, we all are solutions, and we all have a right to speak against the ills that we're feeling underneath any government. So the Labour Party people or people could speak and even format lies and deceit under the last government and speak of things that were not even in existence, create things in their head, and they could have done it and gotten away with it, right? And they still think that they can come. And when people speak now against what is going on, and in the council, by extension, the government, because it is a government department in the community, that civilians are not allowed to speak. This is wrong. My clients, please, we need your honor to put in a lawsuit.
Yes, let them submit it to me. Yeah, I'll deal. Yeah, man, because honestly,
Because-
like I said earlier in the show, if Micah had gone on his personal thing and he gave his he back and forth with Charles, fine. But he used the local government official Facebook page to do what he did, which I think he was wrong. You know, not think, but I know he was wrong to do it.
Not think. It is wrong.
It is wrong. Yeah.
This is not a personal banter. You don't hit Gregory personally because of whatever. Gregory knows his business with the individual. You don't pull up something from way back when. God knows what year this happened. Gregory has explained that situation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I heard Gregory explain that situation with my own two ears. Unless I was crazy and thinking what I wanted. Gregory has explained this entire situation.
Yeah.
If the person who received the check had a problem with Gregory, then that person could have taken Gregory to court.
Oh, the band leaders are trying to call Can you call back a little later
Okay,
on?
so
Yes.
I'll let.
We'll clear the
I
line.
will. Yes, I will. Yes, no
Okay,
problem.
then. Thank you. All right. So we were having a call earlier. Can you call now? The number is 929-586-1821. We want to hear from our people there on the ground, a band leader, somebody who is involved in the matter, because we're going to do this in the public's domain, in the interest of transparency and accountability. We got to start saying to these politicians and those government workers that they work for the people. You are no longer SLP when you are hired to work on behalf of the folks in the constituencies. So you clean drains in front of the Dennery, the United Workers' Party home. You clean drains in front of the SLP drains. You are no longer in party mood because you are being paid by the state. So $75,000. We want to know where the money gone. There was a caller calling a while ago. Folks, the lines are open. You can call us direct. You can call us through WhatsApp. We want to hear from you. Again, the number is 929-586-1821. 1821. All right. It looks like we'll be able to it looks like tonight we'll be able to not close the case, but we'll be able to get some results first thing tomorrow morning. There need to be an investigation. As I said, if there's money missing, then if there's money missing, we would want to have the police involved. The police are the ones to do such investigations, and not Mr. Prosper or the same office where the money is missing. If there is money is missing, and I'm saying if it's a check that is missing, oh, no problem. If the cash is checked, if the check is cashed, then we have a problem. That's all I'm saying. If there is money missing. So, as I said, my concern is why out of $75,000 our band leaders have not seen a cent, not even a 1 cent, not even a 10 cents they have seen from the $75,000. And is it true that $30,000 was spent on the opening of that event? Folks, I await your call. Please, I await your calls, all right? So we were waiting for the calls. I had a call coming in. I can't return the call because I don't think this phone has... it's ringing.
Please leave your message for...
Okay, so that person is not on. Okay, I believe the person is calling back now. Caller, you're on the air, Caribbean American News Media. Welcome to the platform.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, my friend. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dennery, St. Lucia. I am one of the band leaders.
Oh, you're one of the band leaders? So let me ask you, did you follow the program tonight?
Well, I only stepped out of work so I could respond because I missed half of the program.
Okay, so what is going on in Dennery? Did you get any monies from the council?
To date, none of the bands have received any funds from the council. We're still awaiting our prize giving ceremony. We're still waiting to start up, even in the post-mortem of Carnival. Carnival has passed.
Mm-hmm. You at that meeting? Caller?
Yes, we had a meeting. We had several meetings. Initially, we had a meeting with the chairperson of the Carnival committee.
Who is the chairperson?
Pardon?
Who is the chairperson of the Carnival Committee?
Well, it's Miss Tanya Monaville was the chairperson. Who is the chairperson? Because I don't think that there has been any change so far.
Okay. Okay.
So we had several meetings after Carnival where we tried to clarify what was happening in terms of the funds. In our initial meeting, we disagreed to the price, the prizes that were offered, the prices offered to each band. In the past, before I continue, I would like to clarify that this is not a political matter.
Okay,
I
good.
feel that everybody, the general public, is making it political, and it's not.
And it's not, yeah.
It's defeating the it's defeating the purpose because we're trying to effect change in Dennery. This has been happening for a while, so we want it to be concrete. We want it to be clear that it has nothing to do with red or yellow. It just has to do with respect and the love of community and elevating them.
So how long have you been in the Carnival?
Pardon?
How long have you been involved in Carnival planning and preparation?
I participated in my younger days, but I had a hiatus for a few years, but it's been a couple of years that we've been in Carnival planning and preparation.
Okay, so walk us through what's going on. Sorry about that, but walk us through what is happening there with this situation. Clarify for us, please, if you can.
Non-transparency. It's a lot of non-transparency in terms of the stakeholders, the band leaders who are the main stakeholders of Carnival, who put their effort, their time, their funds into making Dennery Carnival the grand spectacle that it is currently, the grand carnival display that it is, the grand event that everybody looks forward to.
Right.
So in the aftermath of Carnival, when we were supposed to have our post-mortem meeting, there were several problems which was brought up among the band leaders. One of it is that this is the first time in history that Dennery Carnival has worked with an amount triple the amount that they usually would work with.
Congratulations to the Labour Party on that.
Well, I don't know if we should say congratulations, because if we're working with more funds, then why are we having less events, and why are the bands not paid? Why are prizes not paid to the bands? And there are still persons who work at Carnival events who have not been paid. So where is the money?
So
what happened?
So you were at the post-mortem meeting?
Yes, I was.
So what was it about? How much we spend, what we brought in? Was it something like that?
So, to be quite honest, they were never forthright during Carnival planning of the amount that was supposed to receive. Ideally, the band, the chairperson decides, the Carnival committee decides what they do. They decide what they do with their funds. However, they were never forthright with the amount. It's only in the aftermath of Carnival we found out the amount that they were given. Secondly, if you're having a Carnival event or you had Carnival events, you're expected to raise funds because you have people paying at the door. So that means the amount that you were given by the National Committee plus the amount that you collected at the door would be even more than the 65 or 75,000 that you received from the committee, right?
Or over 100,000. Yes.
Or more or less, because the two events were very successful. So in the aftermath of Carnival at the post-mortem meeting, these were the questions being raised because rumors were circulating around Dennery. People were questioning, eyebrows were being raised because the figures were not adding up. So we were just asking about transparency, but it seemed like we were not respected. They just wanted us to shut up and just let it go under the rug. And this we will not stand for, because Dennery is ours. Dennery is every Dennery community member. They should be proud of Dennery. So if stuff like that is happening, we should stop it, and we should want that. We should want better. We shouldn't allow things like that to happen without responding to the public. in the end, the National Carnival Committee money comes from the people who come to support Carnival.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So to date,
mhm,
we had after our initial post-mortem meeting,
mhm.
there was another meeting with the minister and the chairperson of the Dennery Council, in addition to the chairperson of the Carnival Committee. We agreed upon a better amount for the prize money, an improved amount, given the new $65,000 that was given, which was never initially part of the budget. So the new budget of $65,000, we agreed upon an increase to the prize ceremony.
So the new budget was what you said, 55,000?
65,
65.
which was never in the right. So because we had a higher budget this carnival, we agreed that the prize giving ceremony, the prices should be raised. So it was a general consensus, and we were supposed to be given feedback on July 27th.
Mm-hmm.
However, July 27th came, no response. August 3rd came, no response. And the last word that we received from the chairperson was on August 11th, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
She said that the minister agreed to meeting with us and he would give us the date by later tonight. These were her exact words, verbatim. And today is the 11th. It's actually 1 month and no one has responded. No one is taking our calls. No one has even reached out in any form, any form, neither to individual band members nor to the group that we've created. We have a WhatsApp group.
Mm-hmm.
No one has reached out.
So you guys are in a WhatsApp group with the council?
No, with the chairperson of the Carnival Committee. So if people don't understand this, the Carnival Committee falls under the umbrella of the Dennery South Council.
Okay.
So we have a WhatsApp group with the chairperson of the Carnival Committee, which is an umbrella group of the Dennery Council. It is managed by the Dennery Council.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So go ahead.
As a result of the disrespect, because if we're participating in an event together, you have your stakeholders and you do not respond to them, this is disrespectful, right?
Yep.
Persons have put in their hard work. The most you could do, communication changes a lot. If there are hiccups, you reach out, you communicate. But when you do not respond, you ignore, then this is the mess that it creates, and it is not a bad look.
So they're owing. So one, they're owing you guys, and two, they're not communicating with you all and others.
Yes, they're not. And the expenditure, it does not make sense. The expenditure, the budget that was given, and what the expenses were, they don't add up at all. On a $20,000 budget, Dennery Carnival was able to produce a Dennery Carnival Queen Show or a Dennery Carnival pageant, Kitty's Carnival, the Parade of the Bands, and the Juve. Only 2 events happened on a triple budget, a budget of triple the amount.
Yep.
Only 2 events out of the 4, which would be successful on a $20,000 budget.
So 2 events with 75,000, and you would have 4 events with 20,000.
With $20,000, and bands would be paid.
Plus bands paid.
So there were some of the carnival bands who invested in Kitty's Carnival. To be quite frank, because of the storm, Kitty's Carnival, there was an impending storm or a trough. Kitty's Carnival was postponed, but postponement turned to no date. So some bands invested in costumes and collected money from parents. And to date, nothing has been said about Kitty's Carnival.
So wait a minute. So one of the events have not taken place, which is Kitty's Carnival.
Right. Which is one of the events that require the lowest cost to have. the council, the Carnival committee would require very little cost to host a kiddies carnival, and it didn't happen.
This is a
I like the silence. Yes, it's a lot to digest. I like the
no.
silence.
Writing and I'm listening to you, and there is a problem. There's a major problem here, and I don't think
And
that
the
you are
biggest
lying to us.
problem is
I don't think you'll be
no,
lying.
and we have evidence of everything that we are saying.
Mhm.
We have the facts, and with time we will release it. We are going to release the facts. So we're ignoring all the people who are making it political and saying that we're just trying to make whichever party look bad. It has nothing to do with that.
But they
at
don't
all.
know whether you're
Our-
SLP or UWP. They know that.
I'm sure there are a mixture of us. I don't think we've ever identified who's supporting which party.
And it's not necessary.
I'm guaranteeing.
It's not necessary.
Exactly. It's not the point.
No. Yes.
It's not this. This is besides the point.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have not heard of any money that went missing in the council?
Well, like I said, it's rumors. It's rumors. All I can say is that the expenses do not add up to what was presented to us. I'm no accountant, but $65,000 should not finish in hosting a Juve event where prior to the Juve, people pay to enter.
Ho. Let's take this slow. Let's take this slow because I think I'm getting, because of my age, I almost fall asleep on what you just said there. You said that the Juve event was a paid event. So, in other words, so persons who come to the show, they pay.
So let me clarify. Prior to Juve, there's always it's almost like a show, like live performances, or they play music or entertainment, basically. So prior to the Juve starting, so that would lead up to Juve. So it was an enclosed space in the multipurpose grounds, at the multipurpose grounds, and you had to pay to enter. And when that event ended, it would be the start of Juve on the road. So opening up Carnival, just like the pre-Juve events, they were paid events. So these were the only two events hosted by the Carnival Committee, the Dennery Carnival Committee, apart from the Parade of the Bands. And even at the Parade of the Bands, the security was provided by the government. This is unpaid because any national event which happens, the police force would deploy officers to that event.
Right.
So your expense would basically be providing them with lunch and whatever else that
Which
they
is
need,
easy,
but not
yeah.
paying
Which
them.
is easy, yeah. You don't have to pay a private security firm.
There was judging at the Carnival event. A stage was never set up. No decorations were placed for the judges.
So
It was
no
just
stage,
under the
no
old
stage,
shed.
no stage, no decorations.
They used one of the band's trucks to make the announcement. So there was nothing additional done. So if you're a layperson and you're sitting here and you're hearing figures and you're asking yourself questions, you would see that the math is not adding up. So if we had to do an audit, that's all I can say. If we had to do an audit, it would just be a lot worse.
Oh, boy, I think this is much bigger than I thought, and much deeper. I thought I was coming here, to balance between, accusations and people disgruntled, young people disgruntled because they did not have their way, and so the city council is right, and blah blah blah. I was right there at that place, but you were speaking to me.
This has nothing to do with that.
But you are speaking to me, and I am seeing a bigger issue here, and I would believe that there need to be an independent audit. They need somebody investigations into this, and I also believe, based on the rumor that is going around with missing money, that if that is if that is out there, that the police will have to intervene and get to the bottom of it, because the police are the ones to investigate these things and not the council office itself.
Well, we would hope that such would happen, but this is initial.
No. It's going to happen.
I would hope that this would happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I would hope that this would happen. But
we're going to clean it up.
We the band leaders we feel disrespected. This is what it is. It's not even about the money, but it's about the communication.
So how much are they owing you?
So initially the prizes to be paid was first prize would receive 3,000, if I'm not mistaken, or 3,500. Second place would receive 2,500, and third place would receive 1,000 or 1,500. So we said no. On 20,000, with a $20,000 budget, this is what would be paid in the past.
That's right.
We're in 2023, and they should improve. So the startup for each band, because in the beginning of Carnival, each band was supposed to have received $500 startup, which has not been paid to date. And the price is agreed upon. Well, we had talked with the council, like I said.
But why was it not? Why was it not paid? Sorry to interrupt you. Why was it not paid? Because you all didn't want to accept it, or they did not want to pay it?
So because we did not accept the initial 2,500, we agreed upon. We had a meeting with the minister, the chairperson of the Dennery Council, and the chairperson of the Carnival Committee. So we all discussed. It was a group discussion. We discussed what was a fair amount to be paid. The end of the meeting, the minister was supposed to get back to us and let us know.
Who is that minister, Prosper?
Yes, the representative for Dennery Council, Mr. Prosper. He was supposed to have gotten back to us on July 27th to let us know if it's a nay or a go, and that has not happened. So even if he disagreed, nobody has reached out to say, okay, this is not happening. Even if he agreed, we still don't know if he did, because no one has reached out.
Nobody has reached out. So let me ask you, did you hear that they will be trying to fundraise to get monies to pay you all?
Yes, that was one. This was one of the points brought up in the meeting, because when we requested
Who brought up that point?
The chairperson of the Dennery Council did say that the amount that we were asking for was too much, and then there wasn't enough funds to pay the amount that we were requesting.
There was not enough
funds. But the minister said that if this is what we're asking for, then we should be able to get what we want, but he has to go back to the table to see if he could give us what we're asking for.
What table he have to go back to? If the council is saying that they don't have enough money,
maybe the table of grace. I don't know.
Table of grace can't help them, because if they don't have the cash,
I don't know. I said I don't know. Maybe the table of grace. I don't know.
Because what I'm saying is that the council that is responsible is saying that we don't have the money. We know that $75,000 was given for the carnival in Dennery. They raised money there in Dennery. But they're saying to you that they do not have enough money to pay you guys and others, service providers.
Right.
But the minister is saying that he have to go back to the table.
So it's also important to note that each carnival band paid a registration of $250.
Hold your horses there. So you guys paid all eight of you paid $200.
Well, I'm assuming everyone paid because we had a deadline. So in order to participate, you had to pay. So I'm assuming everyone paid. But you had to pay $250 to register for the Dennery Carnival parade.
So no matter how you turn this, these guys were just clocking in money from 65,000 or 75. How much was 65,000?
Well,
from 73,000.
We found out 75,000, but they said at the meeting they told us 65,000, but from investigations we found out it was 75,000.
So 75,000 plus 200 from 8 of you plus entrance
250.
fees. 250
Yes, $250
from 8 of you. Entrance fees and drink sales and food sales and the events and whatever it is. They're saying to you guys that they don't have money to give you all.
Mm-hmm. And can you imagine our neighboring community, our northern hemisphere, Mabia Valley Carnival? They hosted their carnival with on a $20,000 budget. They were able to give each of their bands a startup of $1,000, and their prize giving ceremony, their prizes are the same that they offered us, the $3,000 and the $2,000 on a $20,000 budget.
Wow, 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 wow,
So,
wow. Wow, wow, wow.
it's a serious state of affairs in Dennery South.
Have you ever seen it like this before?
Never seen it like this. Never seen it like this. And it's funny because people would complain in the past about certain things that would happen, but in the end, the events would always happen. And then today you give people an opportunity, and it's basically a facade. So it looks good, and then it's a whole mess on the inside.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. This honestly...
It's unfortunate that it's unfortunate that it has to be a public matter. It aches us because now no one is motivated. The current band leaders, they're not motivated. We've already opted that we're not going to take part in such nonsense. We're not going to do it anymore because it's a waste of your time.
So what you say, no more Carnival?
Well, on our part,
I love that. Y'all go to church. Y'all go to church.
No, we're making us no.
Y'all need to go to church. No more Carnival. I'm happy. Let's have a beach party barbecue. No more.
Maybe we'll have a gospel carnival.
Listen, gospel carnival. I don't mind coming down during carnival season. Now we're having a massive gospel crusade in the valley. We're taking all our little monies. We're dressing everybody up, and we're singing, we're praying, and everything. I love that.
No problem. once there's no fest, I think the band leaders would love that.
But honestly, I'm really sorry that you guys are going through this. You spend your money, you invest your time and everything, and when you look for the backing and the support of the council that was elected to do that, then they treat you guys like you're non-entities. It's really sad, and we're going to keep the pressure on. As I said to the people, I don't care about Carnival. I'm just concerned about this type of attitude in our society.
Right.
It shouldn't be encouraged.
I am of the humble opinion that this will go as far as it has to ensure that stuff like that does not happen, not only in Carnival, but in any other committee that has to do with community building.
Yeah, whether it's cricket or football, because I'm sure the cricketers and the footballers are going through the same challenges and stuff, same issues. Because I was in Dennery some time ago, and they were having cricket or something, and they said it was a Prime Minister's Cup. And not even water I saw there for the people. I had to go and buy juice. I said, let me buy some drinks and stuff for the guys who were playing at the time. They said it's the Prime Minister's Cup. Fellas came from Deriso or Miku to play in Dennery. And I'm asking them, where's the drinks? Where's the refreshment? If it's a Prime Minister's Cup and it is a sponsored event, where are the refreshments? So it's a lot that we got to stay on if we are interested in nation building, community involvement, people getting involved in social groups to help get our young people out of problems with crime, the situation with crime. Exactly. It is sad, and I can tell you that. And I don't know if you have anything else to say, but we can speak again another time. If your 8 members want to come on the show, I can organize a show for all 8 of you so that we can bring more clarity to the citizens of St. Lucia and the people of Dennery especially. They want to know. And even the SLP, UWP, everybody wants to know the truth. Everybody wants to know that our young people are supported, culture is supported. And I know Mr. Healy might not even be aware of that. And I'm sure he will be disgusted if he finds this out.
Of course, nobody would want that to happen under their watch. No. Nobody would want that kind of press under their reign.
Yeah. So, any closing statements? But I really appreciate you calling. I really appreciate it. And we can communicate maybe one-on-one off the show at some point.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, my friend.
My only closing remarks, again, is to remind the general public that this is not a political matter.
Well, they would think otherwise. But go ahead.
It is just that we want policies to be put in place. We want things to be done transparent so that Dennery Carnival remains the carnival that it is, so that future carnival bands would not have to go through these turmoils after hosting such a stressful event to ensure that Dennery remains one of the best communities on island. Those are my only closing remarks. So we just want some justice and answers.
All right. So thank you so much for calling. We do appreciate it. And we pray that this come to an end, that you guys get your money and that, all parties are happy at the end. And if there's any wrongdoing, that person's, account. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Blessings to you, my friend. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Likewise. Bye.
Bye. Okay, brethren. So that's the situation there. You heard it. I don't know if we can take one more call before we close the show. It's a long show tonight. But this is, I think we just uncover a can of worm there in Dennery South, and there might be other communities who are experiencing, these same situations, other social groups around the country. And I hope the authorities are looking. I hope they saw, they're viewing this program tonight so that the investigations can start there in Dennery. We will keep the fire going. We'll keep it before the people. That's what it is. And you know what you're going to find? They're going to come at you as an individual. I'm calling you on the air, Caribbean American News Media. Caller, are you there? Hello? Okay, we have a call, but it is not going through. Okay, the person was not saying anything. I'm sure they're going to call back. But let's wait a few minutes for this call, and then we will depart. Caribbean American News Media, caller, you on the air.
Hey, what's up, Brother Garfield? Good night to your viewers.
Yeah, I'm there, my brother.
There's Gregory Charles. There's Gregory Charles on the line. Yes, brother, man.
Yeah, sad night, man,
Marvelous. No, that's not sad, man. That's a very good show you are there tonight, man. I feel like your audience are enlightened by the revelation, brother, man. And I'm actually happy that I was instrument in bringing out that issue. You know how I feel tonight? I feel like I am vindicated. Brother man, I feel vindicated. No matter what happened, the issue is now brought to light. And we can have a dialogue on the issue, we can debate the issue, and we can reach a consensus about the issue. And that's what nation building is about, partner.
Yeah.
And when you have guys on the platform and using the platform, that's the way we have to use our platform in order to push those kind of agendas, help people find answer, help people to be able to understand the issues. You understand, Garfield? And when I look at your show tonight, man, I'm so proud of you, Garfield, honestly, man. I'm so proud of you. You handle that show with like a professional. And brother, man, I can tell you, man, don't worry about me. I'm okay. You know that already. My back is as large as my back is strong. Them little things cannot affect me. I'm too strong for them things. I will continue to push the issues, Badna. I will continue to trouble the little issues. I'm not avoiding this abattoir. Because it's la just can't make it to Kakayo. And you just been a problem with Sagafi. So, mommy, sir. I can handle that, brother, man. You know I can handle myself.
Yeah, because I didn't like the idea of, your personal information being put out there.
No. Don't worry, Gabriel.
You have your war of words. Yeah, you have your war of words. Unity, uka exchange power like by Don't worry, Gabriel. You know I have the best lawyers in New York. You know that. I don't boast about that. I can tell you that. So, I always dialogue with my lawyers in terms of when things come up. That's why I am able to come on my platform and discuss certain things with you guys, legalities with you guys. So it's obvious if I want to reach out to my lawyers and talk to my lawyers and to find a path forward. If I want to do that, that is my right to do that. I don't have to come there and expose that. That is my right. That's your right. Yeah,
so,
but, we're just looking into it. We're just saying, look, this is what it looks like to us.
No, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, I'll give you the answer to all the questions that you seek, brother, man.
Yeah, man.
Just
and I see
tomorrow
my friend,
morning, because I have all these screenshots.
You have them, yeah. Because I did some technical stuff myself. I see my friend Sasha King. I heard she was passionate today about the situation in Dennery, and she made some valid point because she's saying, look, all this bullying, people are just asking you to be accountable for monies that you're spending on behalf of the community. Dennery is a beautiful community.
All what I was doing there was basically asking questions. Where did the check sweep to?
Yeah.
Who, if the check sweep out someplace, who got the money?
But I don't understand. How do you cash a check? How do you cash a check if the check is cash, right? How do you cash a check that is not in your name?
Brother man, it's the whole committee that can sign a check. Let me tell you something, Daphne. What people don't understand. When a situation like that comes up, where money is missing in an organization, the executive of the organization has to take blame, Daphne. It doesn't matter. It's just the protocol. You need to take responsibilities, partner.
Yeah.
Because they gave you that's why they put you as the executive member so that they can have somebody they can hold responsible. So I don't know what is going on. I don't know why people are trying to deflect. There is an executive member. All the executive member from the PRO to the chairman has to be on responsibility.
Gregory, let me ask you a question. Yeah, let me ask you a question, and maybe I can ask the audience too. Did you all hear an interview with Mr. Prosper where he was asked that question of missing money at the office? Was there ever an interview? Because to me, I swear I saw something. I believe so.
No, but from the information that I gathered, is that Mr. Prosper is out of Ireland, and when he comes back in, he's going to source some finance in order to pay the people out. I have that much information. So what I did there, I stay up the port, and I allow, I stay up the port. That's what I do. Because I can take the blows. I'm not worried about what they say about me and Magnus. Everybody knew what transpired between me and Magnus. I spoke about that already, and I still speak about that in my other show. And if you want to permit me, I can use your platform to say what's happened, what transpired. Brother man, it was never my intention to give Magnus a bum check. It was never my intention. It was Magnus who brought up the idea to me that I should give him a check because he know Octavia Charles from One Repo who works in the bank, who is also his friend, that is going to cash the check for him.
Yeah.
But man, that is what transpired. I had already told him, and the bank was giving me issues for my money. The man knew the whole process. It's not nothing that was wrong, Gaffin. And Gaffin, it was a favor I did this guy. You understand? Because I had my IT personnel. I went out of my way to facilitate this guy because this guy told me he had 2 vehicles coming down from Japan. And he needed money to clear it. I went out of my way, Gaffin. I gave him, the thing was for $15,000. I gave him $10,000 up front to do his business. There was a balance of $5,000 that I was supposed to give to him after the job finished. When the fellas started giving me trouble for my business because they wanted me to go in partnership with True Valley, and I did not want to do it. You understand?
Yep.
That complicated everything for me in my business. Gaffin, there's a lot I want to talk about that business, but I just keeping it for myself. So at the end of the day, Gaffin, imagine, I did not write that check and give it to Magnus, I was the one that just came and picked me up from Dennery. Magnus and I drove to Castries to the Bank of St. Lucia. We went inside there. I signed the check and gave it to him because he told me he had the influence and he could have got the check signed. I'm cash. When we received the bad news that the check could not sign, Magnus was upset at the bank. He man said a whole heap of nonsense. We traveled back to Dennery. Gaffin, there was a balance of $5,000. When I traveled to America, Magnus told me to tell me that his wife's phone and his phone got damaged. So he wants me to buy him 2 phones. And he sent a whole list of school items that I was supposed to buy for his son. Gaffin, I did exactly it. I went to Fordham. I bought the two unlock phone in Fordham. I left. I bought all the school items for him, and I went and dropped it. I traveled with that from America, from JFK to St. Lucia. Brought it right under his house for him. He came and picked it up. I rented a vehicle from him after that. Afterwards, I paid him an extra $300 extra on the vehicle that I rent. I spent 5 days in St. Lucia. I came back up. Traveled back down again. Me and Magnus, I still rented Magnus' vehicle. We had no issue. But when I came back up here, it was about a year plus later, I got a text from Magnus telling me that he's trying to source some funds. He's trying to source some funds and he's getting difficulties to source the funds to clear a vehicle. So he knew that I had a little balance for him if I could give it to him. I said, no, man. I get a loss. I try my best to facilitate you. You know the business. I got a loss, but no. I talked to him on that. Me and him, we exchanged some rude text to each other, and that's how we ended the relationship between me and the guy.
Wow.
So that is what transpired, partner. And this is the utmost truth. You understand? And brother man, there's Spraga. You know Spraga?
Yes,
that
yes.
At the barber shop in Dennery.
Good
this
man.
guy is a reputable man.
Yes, good man. Yeah.
Everybody can ask him.
Yeah.
How much this guy dogged me, begged me to give him the to give him the job so that he could get the money to clear his vehicle. And I did exactly that. I helped the man. Yeah. But I did not know. That's why I tell you, Garfield, we need to be we have to be extremely careful on our journey.
Yeah.
Because the same people you help along the way will come back and bite you. You understand?
Yeah.
He did not think, okay, well, Gregory man try his best. He didn't do that. But I'm not mad at Magnus. Magnus will do that. But I'm just extremely happy that
the chairman would have put that on his site based on what I say. He did not see what I was trying to do. But he put it on the government website like as if,
Yeah, well.
Carnival, when I'm still laughing, well, Carnival, have a blessed, wonderful
Yes.
Carnival, I will tell you tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow,
We'll
man,
take
you
a
hang in
chunk
there.
and I'll
Yes.
talk to you.
Yes, no problem. Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you very
folks, that was Gregory Charles. And so we're going to end the show now. I have a lot to assess, to put together. But we will stick on the story. We'll have another session, another go at it. This time we hope to gather a little more information on the matter. Like we said, it's clear that the council should not be raising money to pay these young people, the band leaders. They got enough money that should have taken care of this situation. And we are on it. That's all. We're on it. We're going to stay in Dennery until we get answers. We're going to stay in Dennery until people are held accountable. We will stay in Dennery, Dennery South. And then we'll move out from there. But that's where we're going to stick until we get answers. It is time for this nonsense to stop in these communities. It is time for it to stop. And I'm going to ask Mr. Prosper to clean up the office and appoint, if we cannot get the right answers, if we cannot get answers from these people, that it is time for a shift. It is time for us to stir the pot and get persons who understand what it is to communicate. Get people who will understand that it is about community building. It is about getting everybody on board. It is about communication. It is about transparency. The Dennery Council is not the SLP's head office. It is not the UWP head office. It is the people's office. For God's sake, get it in your head. You're accountable to the people. And when they ask you questions, they're not to be bullied. You answer those questions to the best of your knowledge. This courtroom is out of session. And I'm saying that we will be back. This time I'm coming in a pink robe. Because we're coming until we get answers. We're not going to be going on topic, going off topic, going. We're going to stay right here until we hear that there is a ceremony where these people get their monies. And I'm sure you guys need to pay them pain and suffering too. Anyway, folks, all I can say to you in Dennery, Captain, your ship is sinking. The seas are rough, and we'll keep it rough until we get answers from the captain. Time for that nonsense to stop in Dennery. I've heard it enough. I was there. I got pictures. I got evidence. I got a lot of stuff people gave me when I was there. I went into the 3 huts that was built. Monies was given to build them. Then you go in, you see pieces of materials. Used doors. Used materials that is picked up from under somebody's house. But money is and then Mr. Richard is, and maybe he don't even know what is going on there too. Mr. Richard gave you money in Dennery to build homes for these fellas. Use the money. Everything in that house should be new. All the plywood galvanized. The door should be a new door. Proper windows. Huh? And then you don't want us to talk about it. When the guys took me in, you went at them and asked them, which one of you let me in? It's not SLP building. It's not UWP building. It's the government of St. Lucia's money. So it is time for us to stop this political garbage, this junk that we do in the name of politics. And I too got to check myself. We got to stop everything. It should not be dead politics. Football, dead politics. A football field. If my government is in power, it's a good field. If my government is not in power, it's not a good field. We no longer think about the generation, the youth, community building, community togetherness, doing what is right to enhance our community, to keep it clean, to plant more trees, to keep our drains clear. Where is our community spirit? People ask questions, you tell them they're overseas, they should shut up. And you know you grew up with them in the country. You knew you went to school with them. You sat in the same pew. You ate the same food. You played this on the same field in Dennery. You went on the same beach on Sundays in Dennery to bathe together. But all of a sudden, because they're overseas, they should shut their mouths. They're no longer St. Lucians. Get out of here.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out.
Brethren, let me tell you, for those of us who want to do anything for Dennery, let's come together ourselves, put it together, go down, distribute what we have to distribute. If it's a soup kitchen we're doing, let's cook the food, give the people themselves. Let's not give it to any council. Don't give it to any organization. If we in the diaspora want to help, we come together, we go in and we help them ourselves. Because you send the money, they're ungrateful. These committees, they take all the benefits and the monies and they share it among their friends and they do all kind of nonsense with the stuff that you will send. It's time for us to take a stand. If we can't speak now, then we will manage our resources to help develop the community. I'm tired of this nonsense.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out.
I will usher.
Take his microphone.
I will usher myself out. Folks, have a beautiful night. Love you guys. See you, God's willing. Maybe tomorrow I'll put out a notice, but I'm sure we will be gathering more information throughout the night and in the morning, God's willing. And I will send you a notice. Once I get more information, we're going to put it out. I have some, but that information, I cannot put it out. I should not put it out. I cannot put it out. I'll be a responsible broadcaster. I will not put it out, but I will do otherwise. All right, and I wouldn't drop little pieces of stuff to throw a monkey wrench in the situation. I would let people come forward and let the people speak. Huh? Yes, let the people speak. Yeah, let them speak. Anyway, good night, folks. Remember, love you all, friends.